If the human lifespan suddenly doubled, what societal and cultural shifts might we expect to see in response to this new longevity? Retirement age would be changed to 155 years old. Are we younger for longer? Or do we just end up like 170 years old and turning into dust? Imagine retiring at 140. Super boomers. It would take many years to understand that the life expectancy doubled, though I'm sure the low death rates would be quite startling. We'd be incredibly crowded. Global warming would accelerate if we don't address our carbon footprint in a meaningful way, though if lifespan has doubled somehow this can't be too catastrophic. Meat would become increasingly scarce as we would need to feed a rapidly growing population. The intergenerational dynamics would be fascinating. Define lifespan. If gestation also took twice as long, we may see declining birth rates fast. If it's just every 2 years we age, then laws would double for age things. Does it apply universally immediately, or is it in a new generation? That generation would be at the top of the food chain. They would long outlive anyone they were born after. We would see huge swings in finances as old people experiment on these new people to try and prolong their own life in futility. Viruses and disease would likely become even more deadly to those without the new lifespan, as the new body likely has a much tougher resilience to them. We would witness the old body generation die out and the new generations take over and usher in an entirely new world centered around the new lifespan. That's all assuming it's not just a blink and everyone is living longer, we just don't know it type situation. The entire US government would be run by out-of-touch 160-year-old assholes. More people to hate. Need a PhD for an entry-level office job. It would have a catastrophic impact on housing availability. Well, even later retirement, I guess. A lot more old people porn, possibly GMILF, or GG-MILF, or GGG-MILF. Lots of products for the wrinkly sacks of bones we would become. I think everything would take 2x as long. People will study more, start a family later, and work for more years. Don't know if the math works out for this one, but something I've thought about with regard to long-lived fantasy species is that if adults were sort of in their prime for long enough, having multiple sets of kids would be more of a thing. I figure it would be a cycle of 1. Have kids 2. Raise them to adulthood 3. Kids establish themselves 4. Forget kids are hard. Well, no one's retiring at 65. On a global scale, nothing interesting. Women tend to live longer than men, so either the world will become a matriarchy or the patriarchy will up the murder rate.